Hi, brother teacher here. If you are one of those people that enjoy a restful sleep, a blissful sleep as much as possible, then you may want to listen to a few pointers on getting good sleep. First of all, let's remember this, let's realize this. Sleep is essential, it's necessary. Every living creature has a point in time where they sleep or rest. Human beings are at the higher level of living creatures. We require adequate amounts of sleep. This is one of those things that we can easily and have easily neglected over time because of the industrial revolution, if you will, and just being inundated with so many different things that occupy our time, that take our time from us just in the flash in the pan, if you will. We must realize it's approximately 24 hours in the day. We can't sleep 2 hours as a regular routine. 4 hours is terrible as well. For most of us, 8 hours is about right on average. That's most of us. Now, I understand people who have two jobs, work two jobs, and who have demanding jobs and obligations and so forth. Sometimes we have to look beyond those obligations. Hopefully, they are only for a short period of time, but we have to look beyond those and think about the big picture. The biggest picture is this: you can only go so long without proper sleep before your body gives in and says it's enough. And you end up with some medical condition, you pass out, you die. So, listen to this. Here are some of the things that we must do if we're going to have proper sleep. One of the things we have to realize is that we are living creatures and we have an internal clock. There's something called circadian rhythm. That is a natural rhythm that we're born with. Have you ever wondered why every single day that birds wake up, they start chirping at the same time every single day? Circadian rhythm. It's built into them. We human beings have that same rhythm built into us. It's just a natural thing. It's like the sun comes up at the same exact time every day. It never misses a beat. It's not 10 minutes late. It's not 50 minutes early. It comes up at the exact same time. And someone might say, well, no, it doesn't. I've seen the sun come up at this time one day and this time another day. No, it comes up at exactly the same time. And it's because we try to control this digital thing or this analog thing called a clock or a watch. And we try to adjust our lives based around this timepiece. But the natural clock, which is nature, the sun rises and sets at the same time every day, no matter what your daylight savings time says. So now, here we go. One of the things that you have to remember as it relates to your circadian rhythm is that you should try to go to bed every day, every night, whenever that is, at the same time. When you go to bed at the same time, or approximately the same time every day or night, your body, your mind is prepared for that time. And after a while, it will become hardwired in you, just like that natural circadian clock, if you will. So you will have altered the time that you would normally have slept. Let's say you work third shift, you're going to sleep at a different time when you get off of work. You work second shift, you're going to sleep at a different time, and so forth. So get in the habit, whatever you have to do, however you have to adjust your life and or your schedule, make sure that you go to bed at the same time so you don't confuse your brain. That's one. The other thing too is make sure that you don't eat a meal, especially a heavy meal, right before you go to sleep or go to bed. Why? I've said it before and I say it again. Digestion is supposed to occur when you are up and moving around, and your body can more effectively break down and or digest your food and assimilate that food while you are up and moving around. when you lie down to go to bed, to go to sleep, you can't go to sleep or bed with a stomach full of food because your body is in the position or in the state of repairing itself. And while it's repairing itself, you are putting an additional task on your body to digest food while you're asleep. That's not natural and that's not supposed to happen. I know some people just ate late in the evening because they didn't eat all day. You're not supposed to necessarily make up for it. Since you didn't eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you're eating late because you just got home, you don't have to make up for the meal. Just go to sleep and start all over again the next day. It's really that simple. So you end up with some problems when you go to bed with a full stomach. Number one, your food is not going to digest properly because you're trying to go against your own body's natural processes. Digestion, again, is not supposed to happen while you're asleep. While your body is trying to repair itself and you're giving it the other task of breaking down your food at the same time, it's concentrating on too many different things that it's not supposed to be focused on. It's only supposed to be rebuilding while you're asleep, not breaking down your food. So something is going to be left undone, or it's not going to be done properly, and the digestion is going to be that thing. The digestion is not going to be complete. It's going to be impartial. You're going to end up with a whole lot of inflammation, a whole lot of wasted food. When I say wasted, I'm talking about in terms of extra bacteria. You're going to have spoiled food in your gut because you ate it out of turn. If you want something right before you go to bed, drink some tea. Eat a very light soup. Nothing with real dense material in it like meat and potatoes. Not before you go to bed. Okay, that's one thing. The other thing too is noise. If you're going to have a restful sleep, turn the television off. Turn the radios off. Anything that makes noise, don't try to go to sleep to a song and so forth. Contrary to popular belief, it might sound good in your head, in your mind, but you are going against nature. Again, when you are listening to slow jams and whatever while you're trying to go to sleep, you cannot sleep effectively. You may think it's cool, but your body knows better. Trust and believe what I'm saying. Now, the other thing is light. There's a reason why you close your eyes when you go to sleep. You're supposed to be in darkness. You close your eyes, right? Your eyes are not open while you're asleep, I would hope. They're not, unless something's wrong with you. Anyway, if you're in a room that has curtains, make sure that the blinds are drawn, closed, the curtains are closed, and that it's completely dark in your room or as dark as possible. You know why? When you make it dark in your room, what you're saying to your brain is that it's time for me to go to sleep, and your brain is prepared for that. But when there's light in your room, a lamp, a night light, a lava lamp, anything that is putting out any kind of light, you're telling your brain that you're supposed to be awake. Because what happens in the morning when the sun rises? Animals start chirping and so forth because the light, right? The same is true for us. If we follow nature's pattern, then we would understand or comprehend this, right? So when you have light on in your room, you're never going to have a restful sleep. You may be awake a little bit and keep falling back to sleep, but it will never be a consistent sleep and a sleep of quality. So it has to be absolutely dark in your room. If you cannot control all of the light in and around your room, get or invest in a mask that comes over your eyes. You know, an eye mask or cover. Blindfold, some people might want to call it. But anyway, that will substitute so that you're in complete, utter darkness and you will sleep better. So remember that. Now, clothing. When you sleep, your body has a core temperature that it tries to maintain while you are asleep. So, understand this. It is best to sleep naked. No clothes at all. Now, if you're sleeping alone, that's a wonderful idea. If you're sleeping with your partner, your husband, your wife, that's a wonderful idea unless the lady is on her period. That's understood. Now, if you're in a home and you have children that may frequent your room and come in and out, maybe you don't want to sleep naked. But if you don't have that issue with your children coming in and out of your room, small children, teenage children, or what have you, then it's advisable to sleep naked because you sleep how you were born and you get a better sleep that way. Now, in addition to that sleeping naked idea, if you just have to wear some sleeping apparel or garments, make sure that they are not restrictive. Make sure that they're not tights, ladies, tight pajamas, tight panties, a tight bra. Your body circulates blood. Anytime you do this against your flesh, you're stopping the circulation of blood to all of the parts of your body. Even if it's subtle, if it's a waistband around your waist from your pajama pants or your panties or your underwear, and it's a little firm, guess what? You are affecting your sleep. Your circulation is being interrupted. Whether you know it or not, if you didn't know it, now you know it. So sometimes when you toss and turn, a lot of times it's because your body is uncomfortable because you're putting a constriction against it, right? So the same is true while I'm on that note. When you're wearing any clothing, your clothing should be able to move like this. If you're having something tight against your skin, guess what? You are restricting your blood flow. That can cause you to be dizzy. That can cause you to have cramps while you sleep, poor circulation in your legs and your feet and so forth, and you just continue to toss and turn. So wear loose clothing. And while I'm on the subject of clothing, when you're wearing clothing to bed, make sure that you try your utmost, your very best, to wear cotton. Cotton breathes. If you're wearing satin and silk, doesn't breathe very well. It's going to make you hot. You're going to toss and turn again. You want to wear something that is natural. Cotton is natural. Okay? It can breathe, just like your skin can breathe. If you just have to have something on, and don't wear several layers to bed if you can at all avoid it. And don't wear thick cotton clothes. Wear really light or thin cotton clothes to bed so that you can rest better. Now, I hope that this was of great value to you. I'm certain that it was. The other thing about the wearing the clothes, when you wear a lot of clothes to bed, you perspire, you sweat. And then when you sweat, bacteria builds up, especially if you have socks on, wool socks in the bed, and bacteria builds up in between your toes, and clothing up here that's real tight, a PJ top, because you have a small shirt or top on, it's going to cause you to be uncomfortable. You're going to toss and turn, and you're going to perspire, and you'll never sleep good. Just remember that. Loose clothing, and make sure that the temperature in your room is not extremely hot. You're not going to sleep well either. So you want to make it sort of room temperature, somewhere between 60, 64 degrees in your room, and your body will love you for it. Now, if you have any further questions as it pertains to this particular subject on getting the best rest and or sleep, please leave it in the comments section below. But I do believe that I covered the main points. Don't eat before you go to bed. Make sure that you avoid noise, you avoid light, and that you sleep naked if you can, in the nude. Or if you do sleep with clothing on, make sure that it's made of cotton, something that's natural, even hemp. It doesn't matter as long as it's light when you sleep. Okay? Now someone might say, well, as far as noise goes, brother teacher, what about my alarm? You actually have a natural body alarm. If you sleep at the same time or go to sleep at the same time every day or night, you should wake up at the same time. Notwithstanding if you have to go to the bathroom, we understand that. But if you must use an alarm, don't have it set for 10 settings. Have it set for the time that you actually want to get up, that one time. So it will only be one time that you are disturbed during your sleep cycle. It's really that simple. That's it, and that's all. Brother teacher out. So long.